Camera opens on a dramatic, slow-panning shot of the exterior of Eastern State Penitentiary's imposing facade. Have you ever heard of a place so intimidating, so full of history, that its very walls seem to whisper stories of the past? Today, we re-venturing into the heart of one of America's most famous and reportedly haunted locations, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. Cut 2 shots of the crumbling sunlight streaming through broken skylights. Opened in 1829, Eastern State wasn't just another prison. It was a radical, revolutionary idea. The creators believed in a system called the Pennsylvania System, where inmates were kept in complete solitary confinement. The goal wasn't just punishment, but penitence, forcing prisoners to reflect on their actions and find regret in their hearts. Imagine it, 24 hours a day, alone in a stone cell with nothing but a Bible and your own thoughts for company. No human contact, no news from the outside world. The silence was meant to be rehabilitative, but for many, it was pure psychological torment. Show archival photos of inmates in their cells, maybe with hoods on, then transition to modern shots of the stark, empty cells. Each prisoner had their own small cell with a tiny exercise yard attached, a design that prevented them from ever seeing another inmate. When they were moved outside their cells, guards would place a heavy hood over their heads to maintain their anonymity and isolation. This absolute solitude drove many to madness. The silence was so profound that the only sounds were the distant clang of a metal door or the faint echo of a guard's footsteps. It is this intense psychological pressure and human suffering that many believe has permanently stained the very stones of this place. Shift to a more investigative, mysterious tone. Shows some of the most famous haunted spots within the prison. For over a century, Eastern State housed some of America's most notorious criminals, including the infamous bank robber Slick Willie Sutton and even Al Capone himself. Capone's cell, which you can still see today, was surprisingly plush compared to the others, filled with fine furniture and carpets. But even his relatively comfortable stay couldn't erase the building's grim atmosphere. After the prison was abandoned in 1971, it fell into ruin. The crumbling cell blocks and decaying guard towers created the perfect backdrop for the legends that were about to emerge. Focus on specific paranormal claims, using quick cuts of dark hallways and shadowy corners. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported a wide range of unexplained phenomena here. In Cell Block 12, people claim to hear disembodied laughter and echoing voices. Down the long dark corridor of Cell Block 4. Shadowy figures are said to dart between the cells. One of the most famous stories is that of a locksmith who was working on a lock in Cell Block 4. He said he felt a massive negative force overcome him, and he saw visions of tormented faces swirling around him. He was so shaken that he fled and refused to ever return. The tone becomes more reflective and respectful. Others report seeing the ghostly figure of a guard in one of the towers, still watching over the long empty prison. Are these the residual echoes of the thousands of souls who lived and suffered within these walls? Are they just tricks of the light and the mind, fueled by the penitentiary's imposing architecture and dark history? Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the powerful, somber energy that fills Eastern State. It stands as a monument to a controversial chapter in the history of justice, and as a silent witness to countless human stories of despair, hope, and regret. End with a final, sweeping shot of the prison's main corridor. The stories of Eastern State Penitentiary remind us that history is not just about dates and events. It's about the human experience. The walls may be crumbling, but the echoes of the past still resonate loud and clear. What do you think is going on inside these historic walls? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this exploration into the past, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating legends. See you next time.